Speaking of alphas, though, this is a complete fucking tangent,
right?
Because like one of the coolest pieces of culture I think about, and I just talking about alphas for some reason reminded me of this.
Yeah.
Just like the New Zealand, what's the New Zealand dance called?
Haka.
Haka.
Yeah.
Bro, that's like
that is alpha.
Like I'm thinking about, okay, what piece of culture from your home country are you proud of? Because I think out of everything that I can think of in terms of like every country, Haka is by far one of the coolest pieces of culture I have just seen.
I agree.
Just like being broadcasted in the world, right?
Yeah. My favorite is like when the New Zealand rugby team.
Yeah.
They do a haka before every single match, right? Because it's tradition.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's also fucking hilarious seeing the opposite team just watching that and shitting themselves.
Yeah, because like you try to like keep your cool, but how do you even react to that?
It is one of the most intimidating things.
It is.
To witness, especially when it's like 250 kilo built brick shithouse rugby players that are just like, I am going to destroy you.
Yeah, they could get fucking destroyed in that match, and I don't care because all I'm gonna remember is that first like
they went into it with an alpha mindset.
Yeah. They were the real alphas. They came out the alphas, man. They don't need to win to prove how alpha they are.
There's this really cool video as well, like and because I remember there was a moment where I was just like obsessed with the haka because I thought it was just such a fucking cool thing, right? But like there's this really cool video that I saw, and like I looked into like, you know, what the haka is and like what the significance of it is and stuff like that. And it's this traditional dance that's done by the Maoris, which are the indigenous New Zealanders. But there's this really cool one where they do it at weddings as well. And there's this really cool video of this like Maori woman marrying a white guy like from New Zealand. And the Maori woman, her family does a haka for her to be initiated into this marriage. And it's really bizarre, but also really fucking cool.
I've seen that video because out of context, you're like, because they're doing this haka dance, right? Which is
in these like suits.
It's like, isn't the haka, didn't it come from like a war dance that they would do before going to fucking war to intimidate the other side?
Yeah.
So like you imagine this kind of war dance at a wedding, right? And this girl, because this the dance has so much meaning, she's like crying because it means a lot. But if you don't know the context,
it's just like he's going, oh,
It's like, oh, stop yelling at me!
Out of context, it's just a bunch of buff dudes go to like dancing to this bride, going and just like shouting, and you're just like, what the hell is going on right now?
But it's so cool because like that particular video, I wish I could remember the name of it. It's on YouTube, but like
it wouldn't be hard to find.
It wouldn't be hard to find, but like it also shows like the translations of what they're saying in the Maori language. And it's really fucking poetic and beautiful. Because it's literally just like the family being like, you are grown up now, we are ready to let you go, but we are also ready to invite you back in. Kind of thing. And it's really cool because like the white guy as well, he's intimidated at first, but then he joins in. And it's like, it's such a cool, it is such a cool fucking bonding experience that I don't think many other cultures have.
No, I'm jealous because I wish we had a culture that was like that cool instead of just like getting fucking pisshead drunk and just passing out.
See, in New Zealand, you can do both. You can get shit-faced and do the haka at the same time.
If you do a haka beforehand, that just makes it 10 times more cool.
Dude, a boys' night happens before everyone starts going drinking. It's like, ah!
Have we spoke about the culture? Like Thailand, everything cool culture-wise that you guys do?
I'm trying to think. I mean,
I feel like I've spoken about
it. Doesn't have to be as intense as the haka, but
no, not as intense as the haka, but. I'm trying to think off the top. I know we have like a lot of cultural stuff. I'm trying to think of like cultural activities that is just like really that is cool, I guess. What would you say is like the British thing?
British? I don't know of any British. I know there's like I can't remember if I spoke about it on the podcast before. The Welsh one with the Mari Lloyd. It's the one with the horse head.
Oh, right? yes. You've talked about it. I think so.
Yeah. Do you remember that one? It's the one where like there's a horse skeleton head. So just the skull, a skeleton, just the head, the skull, and on like a stick, and then a white robe, and someone underneath it, and you like knock on someone's door. They don't do it anymore on the doors, at least not where I grew up. We do it like all self-contained, but typically the whole tradition, I can't remember why we do it. You would go around, knock on doors, and then you'd have like a poetry battle. And if you won the poetry battle, yeah, if you did like,
bro, that's badass.
And what is this, 8 Mile?
Well, because like poetry singing is all like a very
DJ
like
spin that shit.
It's like a really big part of the culture. And so if you won the poetry battle, as the person knocking on the door, you get to take all of or like a good chunk of alcohol, I think, from them. Something like that. I need to check it up.
It's like, damn, he just spit some bars. Take my vodka, bro.
Oh shit, that's so cool.
I think it was, and when I did it, it was never like that. It was different to that, but there was poetry involved.
It's like Herbivore 8 Mile.
So
Herbivore 8 Mile.
So poetry is like a really,
like
really big part of Welsh culture.
God, poetry in Welsh must sound so fucking bad.
That's what it looks like. I think you've seen this before, right?
Put it up on screen, Muda.
Yeah.
Seen this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
seen that.
Weird.
It's so cool.
Yeah, I think you would.
I don't know if we have anything like that in Australia, because I don't think. Well, I think the problem is that our culture just isn't really old enough.
Yeah.
To have established traditions. So I think a lot of our traditions are just British ones that have lasted, or kind of maybe changed a little bit. Or just traditions we've borrowed from other countries.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'd say like the one thing like the Americans have definitely done like very successfully is we talk about what, you know, we wonder what America's biggest export is, but I think America's most successful export has been their culture. Yeah, because everyone in the world knows about American culture. Oh yeah, whether it's been like through TV shows.
I mean, the soft power of Hollywood is immense.
It's insane. Yeah, you know, and it's like you go here to Japan, you go to China, you hear songs in the Billboard 100. You know, even if you know no one here understands what they're saying, you still hear it here.
See, that's interesting you say that though, because I've heard from a lot of Americans that claim that America has no culture.
Oh, America definitely has a culture.
Yeah. I think they're just kind of like blind to it. But I think, as you were saying, like, you know, the fact that you can hear fucking Billie Eilish and Justin Bieber anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
When your culture is one of the most dominant cultures in the world, it's easy to think that you have no culture because the base,
because you're seen as the norm.
The normal is yours.
Yeah.
Whereas that's you know, it's not the case. Also, it's not poetry. I forgot. It's the householders would be expected to. So you go into someone's house, you ask to enter to drink. Yeah. And you sing to each other. And then the person has to sing back and just keep denying you. And if you just keep asking to go in and they eventually just fold, you go in and you drink their alcohol.
So what if it just goes on forever?
I assume it can just keep going, or they'll move on to another house.
Like 12 hours later, it's just like, no, I know. It's just a no you.
I know like nearly all of the traditions in Welsh are like song, poetry, or some kind of dancing and folk dancing.
See, that's cool though. Like, we don't have anything like that in Australia.
I did folk dancing in school.
Really?
I didn't, like when you're doing it in school, you don't think of it as weird. Now that I'm growing up, I'm like, okay, that's weird. We dress up in these like kind of, if you would imagine, I guess, 1800s, 1700s dresses and clothes, and you just fucking dance around in circles and go in and out. And it was, I hated it as a kid.
But that's so much cooler than like what we only have like a singlet, shirts, and thongs party, and you listen to AC/DC while drunk. Like that's the only culture that we have.
Still sounds like pretty good culture.
I mean, it's still fun, but it's not exactly like something you want. It's not, you don't go up to someone else and be like, "Hey, do you know what we have in Australia?" AC/DC.
No, because I've definitely found more of an appreciation of just culture growing up, because I remember as a kid you'd be forced to do all of these things, you know, in your home country or whatever, and then you as a kid you're just like, why do I do this? Why do I want to do this? This is weird. I just want to play video games and go home and just talk to my friends on the internet. But I think like especially, you know, especially having a wedding as well, there's so many like traditions around you know, around having a wedding, right? And some of those traditions you don't even know what the origin of that is. Like, you know, like taking a piece of jewelry from, you know, the father-in-law or the mother-in-law. We didn't do every tradition at our wedding, but I know that there are a lot of traditions with many different cultures and many different weddings.
Is there one where you like stomp on a wine glass or something and you like break it?
That's Judaism.
Oh, Judaism. That's right. Yeah.
But then I thought about it, and I'm just like, damn, like this got invented probably 100 years ago, and like your ancestors and your parents chose to like keep this tradition going on. So basically, you're like kind of taking part in history, and you might not even know what that history is. You don't even know what that origin is. But even just by having this tradition, even just by doing this tradition, you're like taking part in like a lineage that you can't even see the beginning of. And I'm like, damn, and when I think about it like that, that's pretty damn cool.
When you phrase it like that, it's pretty fucking
cool. Yeah. So that's why I've definitely grown more of an appreciation of different world cultures and different worldly activities, which is why I look at the haka and I'm like, damn, Do I have any? Does my heritage have anything that cool? Because I want something that cool, man.
I'm sure Thailand has something, right? Like, it might not necessarily be like an interpretive dance or whatever, but I know like a lot of Southeast Asian countries have a lot of like, I mean, there's a shitload of history.
Yeah, like we have like traditional Thai dances, but I guess this is like the downside of not growing up in this home country, which is I wasn't exposed to a lot of this because I grew up in England, so I'd only see this, I guess, on a like
tip of the iceberg,
thing.